Hi, this is the Good Life Investor, and today's topic is citizenship in South Asia. Often there's a lot of programs that come up in the European region, the Middle East, some in the Latin Americas, a lot of golden visas, which then lead to citizenship. And then you also have investment opportunities in North America that are heavily marketed. And there's really not a lot of talk about anything in South Asia. So I wanted to shed some light on if there's any opportunities, are there any countries, are there any golden visas that one can look at and get eventual citizenship in South Asia for whatever reason. Before we get started, if you're new to my channel, my name is Jay Suresh, and here we discuss residencies, investments, citizenships, and a whole lot more. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell notification so you're instantly notified of any new videos from my side. And during the course of this video, if you want to get started with any of your residencies or residencies that lead to citizenships or direct citizenship programs or any type of investment in any country, click the link in the description, book a call with us. We can discuss your use case and get you started. All right, so what are really the options in South Asia? Before we get to the options, it's very important to understand why South Asia really doesn't permit dual citizenship, or they aren't really open as compared to some of the other nations. So one of the big reasons is because majority of the countries in South Asia are developing nations. There's lack of control as you find in some of the more Western regions. So the moment you open up the can of multiple nationalities, they really don't have the infrastructure to deal with some of the issues that come with managing or maintaining the whole dual nationality concept. So that's the security aspect. The other scenario is that there was heavy emphasis on nationalism, national pride, fighting for your country, defending your borders, extreme patriotism towards the country. So the moment you talk about any other nationality is almost seen as disloyalty to your own country. So all of these historic concepts were more present in the South Asian countries as compared to some of the Western countries. In the West, you had a lot of immigrants flowing in from different countries, so their parents carried different nationalities from where they came from. So that's why those countries historically were open to multiple nationalities. But in South Asia, you had people from that country in that country. Anywhere from anywhere else was always seen as an intruder or an outsider, and that's why these countries were very protective of maintaining or preserving that one nationality concept. With the exceeding globalization and with exceeding number of countries opening up golden visas, residencies, citizenships, multiple citizenships, etc., the pressure is on South Asia to look at this concept. There's extreme amount of reluctancy even today at the moment you bring up this topic. The people in the government, the politicians, they heavily try to guard or preserve the single nationality issue. So what are the options? Now, if you look at smaller countries like Nepal, Sri Lanka, Bhutan, all these countries are super restricted because you don't have much of an opportunity. Now, Sri Lanka did come up with a 75k golden visa. We really don't know much about what that really means, what that leads to. So you have that, but that's really not opening any doorway to any citizenship in that country. Nepal is pretty restrictive. Then you have Bhutan, again, just like Nepal, or even more restrictive than Nepal. Vietnam, again, is a pretty tedious process. You first have to obtain residency, and then by the time you get to citizenship, you really have to demonstrate a lot of ties, and even after that, things aren't really guaranteed. Japan obviously doesn't allow dual citizenship, and it takes a lifetime to obtain that passport, so that's out of the question. Then you have Pakistan and Bangladesh. Now, both the countries have some form of investment visas. You can enter Bangladesh on a investment opportunity. Pakistan really flirted with this idea of a 30k USD passport. Not a whole lot of takers there. but nonetheless they entertained the idea. It does have some partial agreement with certain countries to allow dual citizenship. Surprisingly, it has no treaty with Turkey to allow the dual citizenship concept. Both are Muslim nations, both support each other, and you have the Turkish CBI, which produced a lot of Turkish passports for Pakistani citizens, and not having the ability to formally keep both these two nationalities is kind of an interesting situation there. Now, coming back to what are really the options, so I'm going to talk about one mid-quality option and one really good option. So if you look at an immediate CBI type of an outright purchase option, then the only option in the Asia that you have is the Cambodia CBI, where if you invest 250k with the country, and then there are a lot of other fees that aren't really advertised, so you're really looking at close to 300k USD investment in Cambodia to get that passport. So that's your direct purchase option. Now, really not a lot of demand at all for this program because it's a weak passport. The only reason why someone would get that is to have access to the region, and if you have some very specific use case, there are certain circumstances where the Cambodian passport can really be interesting and it can fit in your overall strategy. Again, that's a more advanced topic, and if you are interested, we can discuss that separately. But otherwise, not a whole lot of general purpose takers for the Cambodian passport. On the high end, you have the South Korean option. Now that's a superb passport. That's really a very strong option. There is a golden visa route to a South Korean passport. So I made a separate video dedicated to South Korea, how you can get started with your residency initially with an investment, which then eventually you can work yourself up to the South Korean passport. Once you have this document, you typically wouldn't need any other travel document that really takes you places. But the issue is that it is a single nationality country. So if you are looking to have one solid high quality passport in the Asia, then you can look at the South Korean option. Now, if you want to get started with any of your residencies either in South Asia or Europe or anywhere else, click the link in the description, book a call with us. We can discuss your specific use case and get you started. And if you like the kind of content I create, give me a thumbs up. And until next time, you take care and goodbye.